All right, grand rising, grand arrival, grand return. Peace and blessings to the righteous and the repentant alike. I am Cleopadra Sophia the Bodhi, and this is a very rare request and response, an explanation on more of how I interpret astrology, which I do believe is the one that's going to come out to be the most accurate. So here we have a post that I made on September the 29th. This is about Cooley Bravo. He has an album out called Look at What You Made Me Do. It's a good album. I highly suggest you listen to it, download it, stream it on whatever your favorite platform is. But this is a comment that I made. I did start my day with Italian Fiesta. And can we all agree that I Am Beyonce is the most Taurus song we have ever heard? Like, insanely Taurus, Aphrodite, and Fright coded. The whole album, actually. Really, it is. I can do a deep dive if Cooley will find it interesting, which he did. And so let's start by playing some of the song. I'm going to point out some of the, like, clear representations of Venus, which is the house of Taurus, obviously Venus, Amphrite, and Aphrodite. We'll go into the Wikipedia like we always do over here. Again, please go onto your favorite streaming platform and stream the album, all right? Let's see.
Bitch, I'm Beyonce. I am Beyonce. 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 Bitch, I'm Beyonce. Don't care what
Okay,
y'all
pause.
say.
All right, so we have like, even the grandiose nature of the music. Doom, 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 doom. Like, it's very. Cooley talks about all the time liking beats that are made by Toomp, who made some of T.I.'s most iconic, like, anthem style songs. And so that's what this song, before like we even get into like all of the lyrics, this is where we're already starting. This man is really like channeling in this, again, this big grandiose, like, main attraction entering the stage type of sound. So that's already Venus coded as it is, because what we do know about Venus and Taurus and Aphrodite, Amphrite, right? Various iterations of this energy throughout time is that it is grandiose. And of course, this is the Taurus full moon, so this is the perfect time to be channeling in this energy. Okay, so I'm really excited. So yes, all the way in the beginning, this is the song that you would play. You open the doors to the castle and you're getting ready to go before the king, like Esther, to give a speech about how they're about to take out your people. But let's keep going.
Bitch, I'm Beyonce. I am Beyonce. Three-piece suit on. Look like a prom date. 9 shows in 5 days. I need a spa date.
Okay, wait a minute. The prom date, of course. Who do you think Beyonce is? Like, who is Venus energy? It's the now, mind you, well, I shouldn't say that. This is the prom queen. This is the most popular girl in school. This is the one everyone loves. Like, all of the men want her, and they can't get her. Very elusive, very, ooh, I don't know if I can get close to this person. Like, I'm trying to, because what does he say? I'm in the Sky Lounge. Hold on, let me see if I can put on the where would that be, you guys? The what is it called? No. I don't use, oh, here we go, settings. Let's see if we can put on the No, we can't. Annotations. Like, okay, let's see how that goes. All right, let's keep going.
Your side bitch ain't your fiance. I don't even want your pussy. That shit is strange.
Okay, I don't even want it. It's strange. Okay, Taurus energy is very much like veiled energy. It's like, oh, you can see how beautiful I am through this veil, but no, you cannot actually have it. Like, that's it's Scorpio energy that's like, yeah, I'm gonna put it out on the table. It's Venus energy that's like, ooh, like intriguing, like, that's interesting, that kind of thing. Okay.
Beat the paparazzi ass. I think I'm Kanye. Yeah, you're gang gang. That's what my squad say. Alley-oop on that pussy. Throw me a lob, babe. Coolie, why you go solo? Cause I'm a star, babe.
Why you go solo? Cause I'm a star. That's Taurus energy. That is Venus. I'm the star. Not you, whoever. Look at Beyonce. Did she not go solo? Why? Because she's the star. Barely let Kelly have a career at all. Barely. Hated when, and when Michelle do, she went straight into gospel so as to not be competition with Beyonce.
Too fly for motherfuckers. Hit me on Conway. Darth Vader on these niggas. I am their father, but right now I feel like Matthew Knowles' daughter. Yeah, I'm Beyonce. I am Beyonce. Bitch, I'm Beyonce. I am Beyonce. Bitch, I'm Beyonce. I am Beyonce. Bitch, I'm Beyonce. I am Beyonce, 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 bitch, I'm Beyonce. Don't care what y'all say, bitch, I'm Beyonce. I am Beyonce. 30,000, 100 million. That's what my squad paid.
Listen. Money, 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 money. That's Venus, okay? That is literally the energy of, hey, you got to pay to get in the door. This thing ain't for free. Like, this thing ain't for free, even to look, okay? That's Taurus energy.
Book us for a show. Show me the guap, fake, no more and no less. Just need my squad capes. Y'all know.
Just need my squad cap. Yes, Venus is all about house, the home, keeping everything just so that people can appreciate that. Like, it's very much Venus. Like the whole thing about Venus energy is your home. Like, what is the second house? It's literally all about house, home, making sure, like, living in the lap of luxury. I mean, even look at this cover. Like, this is the lap of luxury, all white. What is that? Pure, so pure. You never been, touched. The whole virginal look. Even though the heel on the shoe. I mean, come on, man.
What it is, I got a large base. Hit me up on Twitter, ho. I got about 8 hoes trying to go, yeah. Them hoes is for
listen,
Wayne.
Venus always got the big booty hoes around, okay? What I mean, Venus is the big booty hoe, like, not hoe, but she's got the voluptuous body, and she's always surrounded by voluptuous women. Her priestesses was the baddest ones on the block. Like, there's no way you're getting around that. Like, you can't just be, look at people who are Tauruses. Like, they are very well kept. That's a nice way to say it. They're very well kept, okay?
That's just how they do. Them hoes is all gay. Say to get them hoes first, and then it's on J. Coolie than the pookie hoe. Yo bitches all day. Catch them hoes on GP. All them hoes strolling. All my niggas next to me. All my Kellys rolling.
Listen, Venus keep her man close, okay? Very close, as close as possible. This is why they got in trouble. Venus and Mars. This is why they got in trouble. They was too close, okay? And they wasn't supposed to be as close as they was.
Yeah, I am Beyonce. Bitch, I'm Beyonce. I am Beyonce, 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 bitch, I'm Beyonce. Don't care what y'all say.
Don't care what y'all say. Do you know any Tauruses? They don't care what anyone says, ever. Venus is very much in that energy. Venus came to do what she gonna do, whatever it is she have in her mind, and that's it. There's no conversation. There's no, hey, maybe you should think about doing that later, or, you know, I'm not sure that's a good idea, Venus. Maybe we should do something else. We'll see it in the mythology. Just
Yeah.
all right. So that's the song again. Cooley Bravo, Look What You Made Me Do. You can download the album wherever the albums. All right. So let's go on to Venus mythology. I already pulled this up, so this is going to be a very concise video. All right. Venus, whose function encompasses love, beauty, desire, sex, fertility, prosperity, and victory. Was that not all in the song? Like, I mean, most of these things, maybe not love so much, but definitely prosperity, victory, all that stuff was in the song. Okay. In Roman mythology, she was an ancestor to the Roman people through her son Aeneas, who survived the fall of Troy and fled to Italy. That's where the war comes in. Julius Caesar claimed her as an ancestor. Venus was central to many religious festivals and was revered in Roman religion under numerous cult titles. Romans adapted the myths and iconography of her Greek counterpart Aphrodite for Roman art and Latin literature. In the later classical tradition of the West, Venus became one of the most widely referenced deities of mythology. And I swear to goodness, if you are on Twitter, hold on, let's go back. Let's go back. I want y'all to see his page. Let me explain this. He's got this picture right here with the pancakes and the waffles, okay? The reason for that is he has the most iconic tweet, many of the most iconic tweets on Twitter, okay? One of them is when it was something like somebody said, I like pancakes. And then the other person said, but what about waffles? You hate waffles? And he said, that's a whole nother statement. Like, we're talking about pancakes. Most iconic statement on like Twitter. Most widely referenced. I actually looked through my tweets because I remember somebody said we need a name to call something where someone refers to something by one name, but they're not talking about that. They're talking about something else. And I was like, we need to name that after Cooley. He's the one who made the statement. These people don't even know where the stuff comes from. Let's just put it that way. This is a very cultural person, okay? She's usually depicted nude. I don't know about that. That's not appropriate. Let's just say that. But I would say a lot of stuff. Cooley has done some things on X that are not appropriate. Or people would say that isn't appropriate. I don't care. All right. Derivatives of Venus include Venustus, which is attractive or charming, Venustas, which is charm, grace, Venerius, which is of Venus, Venere, to adore, revere, honor, venerate, or worship. Like, if you're saying I am Beyonce, you're asking to be worshipped like Beyonce. That's literally what you're saying. And I would say we're going to look at Beyonce's chart, and I'm going to point out why literally this man is more like Beyonce than Beyonce is like Beyonce. But we'll get to that part because that's going to be controversial. It's Latin cognate is venia, which is favor or permission, or venor, which is to hunt, to strive for, wish, desire for, and love. Okay, so let's look not at her epithets, but let's look at some of the stories of Venus. Festivals. Let's look at some of her mythology. or her signs. Let's see. Actually, we might just go on to the other epithets because this article is so long and it doesn't have it separated out like I wanted. All right, let's look at Aphrodite. All right, just gonna move on. Aphrodite is it's a Greek goddess. So Venus is a Roman goddess. Aphrodite is a Greek goddess. Okay, so again, same energy, just a different name. That's how this history works. Okay, Aphrodite is the goddess of love, lust, passion, pleasure, beauty, and sexuality. Specifically, the whole sexuality thing, right? Aphrodite's major symbols include seashells, myrtles, roses, doves, sparrows, and swans. The cult of Aphrodite was largely derived from that of a Phoenician goddess Astarte. I mean, I'm not sure about that. Ishtar and Nana say her main festival was Aphrodisia, which was celebrated annually in midsummer. In Laconia, Aphrodite was worshipped as a warrior goddess. So if you know anything about Cooley, definitely in the warrior side, okay? She was a patron goddess of prostitutes, okay, the big booty hoes, in association which led early scholars to propose the concept of sacred prostitution, okay? And honestly, in my opinion, that's what the brand of Beyonce is. It's about sacred prostitution, like literally, like she is the cult leader for that whole concept of, okay, I'm going to sell myself, but it's going to be for a price that we all can agree on. All right. Let's see. I'm not going to get into all of this. Okay. In Greek mythology, Aphrodite was married to Hephaestus. Hephaestus was Libra, and he was the god of blacksmiths and metalworking. So Aphrodite was always around some shooters. Okay. That's Hephaestus made all of the weapons for the Greek gods. Like, that's what he did. And so Aphrodite aligned herself with Hephaestus. Now, Libra is also ruled by Venus, right? So, of course, that would be related. But again, that's what they're related, because if you're that beautiful and if you're that loved and if you're a sacred prostitute, you better have somebody who can protect you around, you know? And let me just not say that. Aphrodite was frequently unfaithful to him and had many lovers. She was with Ares, she was with Adonis. She's the one who started the Trojan War, which I'm not going to go into that in this video because I've already talked about that. Aphrodite is sea foam. Interpreting the name as risen from the foam, right? But actually, let's talk about what foam is and where it comes out of a man, all right? So again, they always they want to make this stuff like not like literal, but it's literally literal. Like, if she risen from the foam, what does that mean? Like, she's born from a man, like a man inseminated a woman to birth her, okay? Let me just keep going. They talk about Astarte. I don't want to talk about Astarte. All right. The cult of Aphrodite in Greece was imported from, or at least influenced by, the cult of Astarte in Phoenicia, which in turn was influenced by the Mesopotamian goddess known as Ishtar, or Inanna. Okay. Well, we're not talking about Ishtar or Inanna. We're going to talk about Amphrite, because that's really what the same energy is. Pausanias states that the first to establish a cult to Aphrodite was the Assyrians, okay? She's the goddess of the dawn. Of course, what is a Beyonce? She just won an award last year, right? The first black artist to win a country music whatever award in modern times, like basically like as a solo, because of course Florida Georgia Line won it and they forgot that it's a black woman playing the guitar in that group. But whatever, let's just move on past the facts. What is actually seen? Oh, Beyonce, the dawn. What is the dawn? The rising of something new, the not the setting of the industry, because what it really is the setting, right? But the image is that, oh, it's the brand new rising, it's the next generation. Like, that was her whole, like, Beyonce's whole thing. She was taking over from, if y'all remember, she had this whole beef with, oh God, Aretha Franklin. She had a beef with Aretha Franklin. Who does that? Oh, well, I'm on the charts now. Like, okay, but like how old is she? Like, she's Aretha Franklin. What's wrong with you? But no. It's Beyonce. She the dawn. She is the rising. And Cooley often like talks about people not understanding Chicago culture, and not saying he was like the first to be from Chicago and make music, because that's not what he says. But in general, it's just kind of one of these things where it's like, oh, well, you know, y'all be lying about stuff. Y'all be making stuff up, you know, just really like going into this whole thing about how people really don't understand what they're talking about. Or like, again, they say stuff online that they'll never say in person. You can't be acting like that, and people do act like that all the time. They get on this internet, especially on Twitter, they say a bunch of crazy stuff, and then what happens? I think he's engaged physically with a few people, not in a nice way, with a few people from the internet. He boasts about it. I'm not going to boast about that in a video, but I'm just saying, you have to be able to back up what you say on the internet, and so that man is not one that you want to mess with. Let me just say that, which is why I don't want to go too far, right? Don't want to go too far. All right, let's take a look. She's got a lot of names. And even that whole having a lot of names, right? All of these Greek, like all of these gods and goddesses have a lot of names. And Cooley has a lot of names, like a lot. You know what I mean? Black, Melania is black. Oh my gosh. Morpho, shapely. Nymphy. Listen, Cooley, you need to look at these things. You could be using these words. You like using all these unusual words. Melanis. These are things they called her. Man-eater, Androphagos. Okay. All right, let me keep going, because that's vastly interesting. Let's see, with marriage, attendance. Okay, let's talk about. Okay, Aphrodite is almost always accompanied by Eros, the god of lust and sexual desire. In his theogony, Hesiod describes Eros as one of the four original primeval forces born at the beginning of time, but after the birth of Aphrodite from the sea foam, he is joined by Hemeros, and together they become Aphrodite's constant companions, right? So we're talking about always being surrounded by some, because Eros is lust, you know what I mean? Like, always being surrounded by these people who are in this, like, his shooters, you know, I mean, her shooters, like her people. This is what we're talking about. That's what he talked about in the song. The Greek lyric poet regarded the power of Eros and Hemeros as dangerous, compulsive, and impossible for anyone to resist. Is that not what he said about his friends in the video? Like, I'm in the song. I mean, that's clearly okay. In modern times, Eros is often seen as Aphrodite's son, but that's late. Okay. Aphrodite's main attendants were the Charites, whom Hesiod identifies as the daughters of Zeus, and Eurynome as Aglaia, which is splendor, Euphrosyne, which is good cheer, and Thalia, which is abundance. And look at this picture. Good cheer, abundance, like white, pure, like, yeah, all that's coded in there. Okay. We're not going to talk about Adonis. Okay, let's move on to Amphrite. I don't want this video to be too long, because y'all know I'll go word by word. So Amphrite is the queen of the sea, and she's the goddess of the sea, right? Her consort was Poseidon. She was a daughter of Nereid and Doris. Under the influence of the Olympian pantheon, she became a consort of Poseidon. Her Roman counterpart is Salacia. Actually, I think her Roman counterpart is Aphrodite, but you don't have to take my word for it. Let's see. Aphrodite's offspring included seals and dolphins. This is what I thought was the most interesting. If we go back to the intro to this song, right? Just back to the beginning. Let's just go back. I want y'all to think about this. Does this not sound like seals? Like, do you not hear the dolphin sounds? Does this not sound like water animals? I mean, like, literally, like you don't even have to reach. Like, if you listen to the sounds of the dolphins and stuff, it's literally that squeaking. Like, again, this is all tied together. Like, it's actually insane. Okay, so her mythology is easier to parse out. When Poseidon desired to marry her, Amphitrite, wanting to protect her virginity, fled to the Atlas Mountains. Poseidon sent many creatures to find her. A dolphin came across Amphitrite and convinced her to marry Poseidon. As a reward for the dolphin's help, Poseidon created the Delphinus constellation. Didn't he say in the song that literally he's giving his friend some money as a reward for doing something? Like, there's some comment that's pretty, I should have wrote down the lyrics, but anyway, very close to that. Okay. Ustatinus, whatever. Eustathius, there we go, said that Poseidon first saw her dancing at Naxos among the Nereids and was carried off. But in another version of the myth, she fled from his advances to Atlas, the farthest end of the sea. There the dolphin of Poseidon sought her through the islands of the sea, and finding her, spoke persuasively on behalf of Poseidon, if we may believe Hygienus, and was rewarded by being placed among the stars in the constellation Delphinus. Amphitrite is not fully personified in the Homeric hymns. Out on the open sea in Amphitrite's breakers, or moaning Amphitrite, Lord, nourishes fishes in numbers past all counting. She shares her Homeric, okay, epithet, halocyned, or halosudne, sea nourished with Thetis, okay. In some sense, the sea nymphs are doublets. Pindar, in his 6th Olympian ode, recognized Poseidon's role as great god of the sea, husband of Amphitrite, goddess of the golden spindle. Golden, okay? Money, wealth, abundance, all Taurus coded. Amphitrite became simply the metaphor for the sea. And what is the sea? What is the ocean? It's abundant. Not like rivers and lakes and stuff that have an end. When you go on the sea, you can look out in all directions for miles and miles and miles and never see anything. Especially if you've been on a cruise, you know what I'm talking about. And you don't even be that far away from like the land for real, but still it looks like the sea is just like overwhelming. Like it just goes on forever and ever. It's crazy. All right, so let's take a look at Beyonce's chart, and this gonna be where I end. Okay, now let me make this a little smaller. What I don't want is any of the Beyonce realists or revisionists to come after me. She lied about the time of her birth, okay? Let me just tell y'all, there's no way that I'm not going to show what time I think she was born, but I'm going to show her chart. There's no way that she was born with an Aries ascendant. That's not possible, okay? That's not possible. I don't care what anybody says. There's no way. And I can give you a lot of reasons for that. The primary reason is she works like a Capricorn. Like Capricorn, I know several Capricorn people and also Capricorn ascendants. They are very detailed, very structured, very calculated. This person is very calculated, very structured. Everything is down to the minutia detail. And Aries is not like that. If you know any Aries ascendants, they're not like that. Like, they're not like that. And you have to believe that what you see is real. Like, you have to believe that what you see is real. Like, you can't say, oh, well, it's not real because maybe she's different in her personal life. People are never different in their personal life. Like, you can only hold up an image for so long. This woman has been out in the public for what, 20 years? Like, more than 20 years, 23, 24 years. You cannot hide who you are for real for that long. It would be impossible. So this is the main reason why I think she is a Capricorn ascendant. If you see, she's got the sun in the 8th house. The 8th house is related to Scorpio, okay? Scorpio is secrets, hiding, very private, okay? This makes sense. This makes sense. It does not make sense for her to have an Aries ascendant. That just doesn't make sense. She's very private. Even though she's been out in the public for all this time, you really don't know that much about her. Like, you know some things, you know, like you can get stuff if you pick up long enough. And as someone who has a lot of Scorpio placements, I'm telling you, like, you will only know what someone tells you, and that's how she is, which is why she would tell you she's an Aries ascendant when she's clearly a Capricorn ascendant. Like, there's no way that it just doesn't make any sense. Having the moon in the 11th house, that's a community. That's the leader of the Beehive. Is that in Scorpio or is that in Virgo? Is that Scorpio? Let me look at my chart. Yes, in Scorpio. So you mean okay, so the sun in the Scorpio house, the moon in Scorpio in the 11th house. So her community is very tight knit, very close, very serious. Like, that's her energy. Like, you're just supposed to ignore how the Beehive acts about her. The fact that they call themselves the Beehive, like, you're just supposed to ignore that, right? But that's her community, and she's very private and very about who she spends time with. You don't know. I mean, we've heard stories, but you don't know who she spends time with. You don't know who she's really friends with. Also, which I'm sure everyone already knows, but this whole concept of having Mars freaking opposite your south node, come on now, that's more. I don't know. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just saying the math ain't mathing on what people are saying. Let me just say that. This is a chart that makes sense. It's a cohesive chart. Libra, like, look at all this Libra. She did a whole album judging, the women who allegedly were philandering with her husband, like, allegedly, right? This is all of this Libra. Pluto in Libra. Venus, and in the 10th house, in the house of the father. Look at what's in the house of the father. Freaking Venus, which her father controlled her image for a very long time, and Pluto, which is transformation. So all of her transformation had to deal with her father. And if you know her history, that makes sense. Why, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. I'm sorry. I could rail on and on about this, but I'm just saying this makes more sense. So basically, you have a person, an artist, her name is Beyonce. She's pretending to be this, like, in this sexual energy, but look what she has in Taurus. Chiron, which is the wound. So she overcompensates for being this, like, closeted, super highly sexual person for being an overt, like, mildly sexual person. It's very, like, weird. Like, it doesn't have to be weird. Let me put it this way. It don't have to be weird. She makes it weird because of her, where's her Uranus? Yeah, because her Uranus is basically conjunct. Her moon and Uranus are conjunct. Dang, moon, Uranus, and black moon Lilith all in 11th house. Yeah, basically it's weird. Like, it doesn't even have to be weird. Like, she doesn't have to be a weird person, like, projecting out this energy. And you see, like, with the way her daughter behaves and the fact that she wanted to be like her, like, Blue Ivy's totally different. She's not like this poser kind of energy. And I would say a lot of people with Libra energy, in general, are like Pluto and Libra, Libra in general, because that's Hephaestus, that's a weapon. That's using your image as a weapon. Did she not do that? Like, when it was, like, convenient for her, she was Beyonce Knowles Carter, but now it's a little inconvenient for her. She dropped the Carter. Like, I don't know how you interpret these kind of things. Probably her dad told her to, hey, you need to start separating yourself from that man because some funny stuff is going on. And so what did she do? Okay, dad, whatever. She got a whole song about how much she loves her dad and all of that. Yeah, you would love your dad if your Venus was in the 10th house and your Pluto was also, every transformation, and she says in her song, every transformation she made was as a result of some kind of interaction with her dad. And Jay-Z is not Matthew Knowles. Let's just say that. To be nice. I'm not going to be mean about it, but he's no Matthew Knowles. That's for sure. So, I mean, similar, obviously, but not the same. So, pointing on, and her part of fortune is in Pisces. Again, Pisces was what? Pisces is ruled by Poseidon, and Poseidon was what? Married to Amphrite. So she literally channels in this, I am, married to Amphrite, and that's how I'm getting this Amphrite energy. So I did all this part to say that Cooley is actually more like Beyonce than Beyonce is like Beyonce. And I don't really know how that's possible. But that was the very first thing that I said, but I thought it would be a little rude to start the video with that. But literally Cooley is more like Beyonce than Beyonce is. He is. So, she taps into the energy very well. Let me put it that way. But all of this secrecy and weird stuff, just drop it, sis. It's not necessary. Be who you are. Be open about it and keep moving. Don't be all, this Chiron is really rough. It's really rough. So don't be all weird about it, because it's not necessary. People don't care. Whatever it is, people don't care. They don't. This is not the 1950s. Just drop it. You dig? So, shalom, peace and blessings, and we'll see you in the next video.